I'm Jen Lane, and I've been a Seint artist for just over 2 years. So to get started, I left my brush dirty on purpose so I can show something else to you as well. Keeping your brushes clean is so important, and we have a, oh goodness, did my sprayer break? No, there it goes. We have a brush cleaning spray. I'm just spritzing it on a piece of paper toweling and I'm gonna swirl. It's alcohol based, but it smells like vanilla cupcakes. It smells so, so good. And what's amazing and great about using a cleaning spray like this is there's no dry time. So I will, like, once a month do a deep clean of my makeup brushes just to really get deep down in between the bristles. But for my daily applications, and I clean my brush like every 2 to 3 applications so that there's not buildup. But my brush is now lickety-split clean and ready to go. And all that yuckiness, the leftover little bit of product, is on the paper toweling. Okay, so I am going to jump right in, and I have nothing on my face right now. And so I'm gonna walk through. I'm gonna place the product on my face and then blend it together so that you can see the placement, see how it's a single layer, and just how easy it is to blend it all out. So we have here, this is what we call our brightening highlight. You can think of that as your concealer, but we're not only going to use it under our eyes. This is my main foundation shade, so that is, we call our main highlight, but it's my foundation, what you can traditionally think of as that. This is my contour. I know it looks super dark, but I promise you it's not gonna be like I have muddy streaks on my face. So these 3 make up the single layer of foundation. And then here I have a lip and cheek of my choice. This one is called Nude. It's one of our matte shades. So we have some that are gloss, some that are matte. And the reason I picked this one is because some of our matte shades that are a little bit more neutral work amazing, not only as lipstick and blush, but as a cream eyeshadow. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be using my lip and cheek and my contour for a cream eyeshadow look as well. And then I'm gonna be using my contour to fill my eyebrows. So it's truly an all-in-one for the makeup minimalist, or it's a great starting point. So today I am going to start with my contour. The reasoning for that is I find it helps to map out your face. So the brushes, like I said, are double-ended. I like to use kind of this pointier paintbrush end, and I'm just going to lightly tap it in, pick up some product. So the first spot that contour goes, and you can go as chiseled, as dark as you would like. I prefer a lighter contour, but I'm kind of going from where the top of my cheekbone meets with my ear, so right at the hairline, and then I'm carving down. I'm not putting it in the squishy part of my cheek. I'm putting it right at that bottom edge of my cheekbone. Because what contour does is it enhances and builds up the shadow that we already have. And by placing it higher up a little bit, not in that squishy part, but catching that bottom edge of your cheekbone, you're actually kind of giving yourself a visual facelift. So easy peasy. That's place number 1. The next spot that I'm going to place my contour is up here on my forehead. I had bangs for a really long time, starting like in 2019 or so, and then I've just kind of let my hair grow out. So I have a rather high forehead. For those of you like me, this is an amazing trick for making your forehead appear a little bit smaller and bringing the focus down towards your eyes instead of back towards the hairline. So it literally is temple to temple. And mine's wider because I have more of a receding hairline kind of area. So I'm just bringing that back towards my hairline and temple to temple. Okay, so that's done. Next spot, you can contour here under your chin. So if you have a little bit of excess skin, a little, lower hanging jawline, there's different ways that you can contour to really help build that shadow and help make your face look that much more slender. And then the final spot is totally optional, but I like to do it. I'm going to contour here on the sides of my nose. So what that is I'm not putting the product on the actual sides of my nose. I'm just kind of going, again, just like I caught the edge of my cheekbone, I'm catching the edge, like just like my brush is about to fall off the side of my nose. But that's totally optional. Not everybody contours their nose. So as a recap, I'm done with my contour. So that's one of the 3 tins that makes up the single layer. So I like to say if you can draw a 3 and an E, you'll remember where to place your contour and then add your nose if you would like. Okay, so now that that dark scary tin is done, but see, it looks super dark in the compact. It really isn't, and it'll blend out amazing. I'm gonna jump here into this color right above it. This is my main highlight shade, so that's my foundation shade. I'm gonna go to that domed end. I'm just doing a couple taps to pick product up, and I am going to sweep this on wherever I would grow a beard. So it's this, my jawline area. I'm gonna put it here too, where the mustache would be. Sometimes is, let's face it. Gotta take care of that, okay. So I've got it in the chin strap beard area. I am going to bring this on the sides of my nose, like so. And I am gonna just kind of bring a little bit here on my nose. I will be putting a little bit of a brightener down the middle too, but for me, I have a lot of redness in my nose, so I just like to take care of that with my foundation shade. And then I haven't put any product here yet on the lower portion of my forehead, so I'm just sweeping that on there. And now the final spot, I kind of go under my eye more so in the middle, and I will be explaining why just in the middle with my foundation shade in a moment, okay? So I've got that dotted on, okay? So foundation is on. Now I'm gonna jump to the lightest color in my palette, and that's my brightening highlight. So you can think of that as your concealer. So again, I'm just kind of tapping it a couple times into, and I am going to brighten kind of in an upward motion the outer part of my eye, doing that like facelift, eye lift. And this is why I just put my main foundation under the center of my eye. Now I'm actually just gonna use my finger, do a couple little taps to pick up some product, and I'm gonna dot this here on the inner corner of my eye for brightness. Especially as we age, if we use our concealer in that Nike swoosh under our eyes, the brighter the color, the more noticeable lines and wrinkles are. So I know that we want to brighten, we want to look awake, but going with your absolute lightest shade all the way under could actually make your lines, your wrinkles, your dark circles more pronounced. So by putting your foundation shade right in the middle and then just popping that brightness on the outer corner for lift and the inner corners, when we blend, they'll all blend together and enough of that brightness will move over. So that's all we needed to do there. And then I am going to, I know I put a little bit of my main highlight on, or my foundation shade down the center, but I'm just gonna brighten here just a little bit. And that's it. You can pop, if you like a brighter chin, I guess I'll do that now just for a sake. I will just do a quick little pop right down there. Okay, so all 3 of our colors here for our single layer of foundation are done. You'll notice I have nothing here because that's where my blush is gonna go. So just to recap the contour, if you can draw a 3 and an E, and then you can choose to do the sides of your nose, that's the contour location. My main highlight, which is my foundation shade, went where I grow a beard. I did the sides of my nose. Because of my redness, I did put a little bit on the center of my nose and my forehead. And then my brightening shade, again, a little bit just in the center, just I want to brighten the middle of my face, but really it was popping it at the inner corner and lifting at the outer corner of my eyes. So now it's time to blend. I like to blend all of this first and then apply my lip and cheek last, just so I don't accidentally swirl it somewhere that I would rather not. So I applied my product, doing the foundation, or my contour, sorry, first, but I like to blend my lighter shades first and then go to blend my contour last. So this is what I was talking about, why you don't have to worry about putting that brightener all the way under your eye, because in the blending motion, I'm kind of doing that light tap and kind of moving that product from the inner corner and over and up and out. So you're gonna have plenty of brightening with minimal product. Okay, so I'm just making sure I've got all of this cream blended beautifully. And now I am going to go in to my contour. So the contour blending is, again, just always think, however you're blending things, it's always up and out, because we don't want to drag our skin down. We don't want to be aggressive with our skin in that way. We want to be nice and gentle and delicate with it. And so it's giving us that upward motion, that kind of facelift look. So I'm just blurring out and blending that contour up. I do have very sensitive skin. So if you notice, like just simply the stimulation of using the brush brings extra redness, that's just simply from the stimulation, like the blood flow of my skin, but that will calm down. When I'm blending the contour here on my forehead, I'm pushing it back into my hairline because I don't want a really bright white line where my hairline ends and then my face begins. So you kind of want to blend that together. So I'm pushing it back. And then where my contour and my foundation shade met, I'm just kind of swirling that together too. All right, and then I'm just gonna make sure I blend this a little bit and down. And then don't forget about blending your jawline contour down into your neck. All right, so that is all blended out, but I haven't put my blush on yet. So your blush it's a lip and cheek, adequately named, because it is both a lip color and a cheek color. Again, this one is called Nude. It is a customer favorite that honestly looks good on anyone. It's just kind of like a natural color, hence the name Nude, amped up a little bit. All right, so I have it on my lips. Now you can choose to, I'll do one side one way and one side the other. You can absolutely then, in that area that we hadn't placed product, you can just dot it on with your finger and then take your brush and blend it out. I always like to follow the upward slant of my contour line and up towards my temple, okay? Or you can just take your brush directly. Be very careful because you don't need to pick up a ton of product because a little goes a long way. They are very, very pigmented, and you can certainly just blend straight away using your brush. So totally up to you. But now moving on to my eyes, I am just gonna use my finger. So again, I picked up, this is that color Nude. Nude is one of the shades that does work fabulously, one of our matte shades as an eyeshadow. You can certainly use any of the lip and cheeks. Glosses, however, I will say just the nature of the formula, it will move around more on your eyes. So the mattes definitely work better on the eyes as an eyeshadow color. So I'm just going to pop this on. I have hazel eyes, and so I love kind of the slightly purpley tone of Nude. There's Plum is another color that looks beautiful, that's even more purpley. So with hazel or green eyes, that will really pop. And then again, I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm tapping into my contour color. And I'm simply gonna pop that on the outer corner and kind of blend it in with my finger a little bit just to add a little extra dimension to my eyes, and then that's all done. Then if you wanted to, I'm just gonna quick go in. I'm gonna use that kind of pointy end with my brightest shade. I just wanna soften where my finger went a little crazy at the top. So I'm just using kind of that paintbrush and just to clean up a little bit right on that top edge. So far, all I have done was use 4 colors with one brush, and I have my concealing, my foundation, my contour, my lip color, my blush, and my eyes done just with these 4 colors, one brush, and using my fingers. So now I just wanted to mention the Perfector sponge. So this is damp, like I said. I put it underwater, it expanded to twice its size. I wrung it out with my hands, and then I put it in a towel and really squeezed it out so it's not dripping wet at all. And then I'm simply gonna bounce the bottom end, kind of the butt, over my face generally. So this is a great way that if you're like, oh, I went a little heavy on my blush, I wanna just kind of blend a little bit of that away, you absolutely can. If you go over it with the sponge, it'll help you pick up extra pigment. And it also just like pushes everything into the skin. Now the pointy end is great then for dabbing and just pushing the product into the under eye area. It works great around the nose. If you prefer, so I'm gonna get close here. Like I don't feel sticky. I'm not gonna have transfer onto my hands from the product. If you prefer, and let me finish my first statement. And it kind of leaves more of a skin dewy look to it, not a matte look. If you like a matte look, the Perfector sponge, or we have a powder brush, works amazing for, you could dip it into a translucent loose powder and then press in the areas. I do that in the summertime when I get just more sweaty. You know, it's warmer out, I get kind of shiny. So I will do that in my T-zone and under my eyes with either a pressed powder or a loose powder. So the Perfector sponge is a fabulous tool for that too. Okay, so I am makeup on, blended, dabbed with my Perfector. So if you want to add the extra kind of framing your face, it's amazing what eyebrows can do. We have a line brush, so you have the spoolie. That is great just for brushing it all out and kind of forming your brows. And then the other end is a wonderful thin chiseled end. This works great too for eyeliner if you're an eyeliner wearer. So I'm just gonna tap this into, you can see the little markings. I just tapped it into my contour color. I'm gonna use my mirror just so I don't rely on the phone camera for more of a detailed thing. But you can see I just simply am using this to fill my inner corner of my brow where I get a little bit more sparse hair growth. And I'm kind of shaping and forming. What's nice with the contour, doing this with contour, is that because it's a cream, there's grip and stick to it, so it will kind of help to shape and mold and form your brows. I'm just gonna quick finish up this one, so I'll draw that line on the inner corner and along the bottom edge of my brow, and then just fill in where I'm a little bit sparse. And then the last thing is putting on my mascara, which I always joke with the ladies in my Facebook group too. I will save you the awkwardness of the funny faces we all make when applying mascara. And I will simply take my picture after that is on so you can see the before and after and the transformation that happened with 4 little tins of makeup, 2 brushes, and a Perfector sponge. So there we go. I got my eyebrows filled as well. I hope that that was a great visual for you, that you can see something as small as a little 4 product compact can do so much. I absolutely love just the natural look of Seint's cream formula because it's like you're not wearing makeup, but you are wearing makeup. So it's you, but glowing. Your product does not change if you want light coverage to full coverage. What changes is the brush I would recommend. So as we're talking through kind of what's gonna suit your needs and what style of makeup you like to wear, I absolutely can help you make the best decision. So the original 3D brush, this is kind of a medium coverage brush. So that's why it's a great staple, a good starting point for most women. But if you're like, I love the no makeup look, we can go totally light coverage. There's a couple brushes for that. And if you're more of I like to go full glam most days, so give me full coverage, we have you covered there as well. But your product does not have to change. You just use a different brush. It truly is a simple way of approaching makeup that adds so much dimension and just looks like your skin, only a little bit better. Seint made makeup fun and creative, again, instead of intimidating and complicated, because it's not. You can have so much fun and you can express your style, and that's all that matters.